You know what it is. He is I, and I is he. The Archie Carter. Name so nice, you got to say it twice. Archie Carter. Archie Carter. In the building. Attitude Era Podcast. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Wars. Tonight, I'm riding solo, man. The homie HP got some things going on that will not allow him to pop up in tonight's broadcast, but we never gonna leave you hanging. We not gonna do that to you. So I'm here, got some of my Horsemen 97 homies sliding through, and we're just gonna talk this week in wrestling. Attitude Era Podcast. Like always, the doors of the church are now open. What's going on, folks? How y'all doing? How you feeling? How you living? How's your week? Very, very, very interesting week in wrestling and this thing we call wrestling, this thing we love wrestling. Very interesting week, and we're gonna talk all about it. Well, I'm gonna talk all about it, and yeah, that's that. So shout out to you for tuning in. Hope this week is good to you and good for you. And dropping stuff, breaking stuff. HP would never. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm just waiting to see what's going on with y'all and get this chat popping, get this Wednesday Night War thing going on. Again, very interesting week in wrestling we had, and we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Some things that happened that I didn't think would happen. Like, out of all the things that happened in wrestling, all the moments that could have shaken wrestling, we got one of the biggest shakeups in wrestling ever. And that's with R-Truth being released. Still a very hot topic, to the point the WWE has even told wrestlers, do not wear any merch or anything in support of R-Truth, which is very, very, very strange. I find it, because in the past, when wrestlers have gotten released or things have happened, people still show some type of solidarity to that wrestler, or they show love to their people. But in this particular case, with R-Truth, they told, in the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, they told him, look, don't do it. Rhea Ripley, even this Monday on Raw, in her segment with Stephanie, if you notice, she had on just like a red sports bra. Prior to that, she had on an R-Truth t-shirt. So I'm assuming they made Rhea take her shirt off because it was supporting R-Truth, which is wild. If that's the case, that's very wild. I've never seen anything like that in wrestling. Normally, when things happen, people wear merch from the wrestler who's not with the company or passed away. They wear armbands. They do signature moves. They do, they show love. But in this particular case, with R-Truth, WWE was like, nah. So I wonder what's really going on. Even the tweet that the Road Dogg Jesse James sent out, he deleted. That R-Truth post that he originally made on Twitter had like 1 million shares of views. It's crazy, and it's still sweeping the wrestling world right now as we know it, which is very, very, very odd. And like I said, something happened. Like, we don't know what happened, but something happened with this particular thing. And I've not seen one negative person, not one negative comment about R-Truth. This dude was very loved and throughout the wrestling community. It's just a weird thing. So let me know how y'all feel about it. Last night on NXT, some things happened that I never thought I would see again. We see Trick Williams holding the TNA championship, but during his match, he had interference from a guy who I didn't think I would see in the WWE again. That's AJ Francis. My mind was blown. First of all, NXT last night cooked. They absolutely had a banger of a show, fire show. NXT has to be the best programming that the WWE has right now. NXT is getting better. And I'm glad the TNA cook-up is finally cooking, and the water is bubbling, the grease is finally getting hot, because it was kind of stale for a minute. They moved on from Joe Hendry to Trick Williams, and it's working. It's working. But AJ Francis made an appearance last night, and I didn't think I would see that. I've hung out with AJ Francis. I've spent time with AJ Francis. AJ Francis actually battled on our No Mercy event, battled the Saga. So AJ Francis is somebody that when you put him in, you can stand him in front of anything, and he has the confidence enough to stand in front of it and do his best. He stood in the NXT building and helped Trick Williams retain a title last night, and I didn't think I would see that. That was a very, very cool moment, actually, considering he was let go from the WWE, and it wasn't. I don't think it was the best of situations, but hey, shout out to AJ Francis popping back up in the WWE, doing his thing last night on NXT, and we got Money in the Bank this weekend. I got to pull up the card because I guess I'll do some predictions tonight while I wait for some of the Horsemen to get in here with me. But again, HP could not be with us tonight for the Wednesday Night War. So you got me, AC, Archie Carter. Name so nice, you got to say it twice. That's 2 times. Left Twix, right Twix. You heard me? So, yeah, man. Chat, what's popping, chat? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all living? What's going on? How's this week treating you? How's the world treating you? Shout out to the homie Vinny just popping in. Yeah, man. HP couldn't make it tonight, Vinny. So, your boy Archie Carter is steering the ship. And we just talking this week in wrestling. I just mentioned R-Truth, how that's still sweeping the wrestling world, and how AJ Francis popped up on NXT last night. So we just kind of talking the week and what's been happening this week in wrestling. I'm going to get into Money in the Bank. And so HP got some things going on. And he's handling some big boy business. So it's bad that he ain't here because we can't crush the Click tonight in the Wednesday Night War. But it's good that he ain't here because he's got some real good things going on in his life that he had to handle. So shout out to King HP. Shout out to the Click in the building and the Horsemen 9-7. So yeah, I'm just touching the R-Truth topic and telling them how I find it strange that the WWE has blocked other wrestlers from supporting him, wearing his gear, doing anything, any tributes to R-Truth. They've X'd even the "We Want Truth" chants that were chanted during Raw and NXT were being muted. They're trying to silence the truth. T-shirt right there. That's a whole campaign right there. You can't silence the truth. So again, man, shout out to R-Truth, one of the longest tenured superstars wrestlers to be on a roster. And again, something's going to come out, and we're going to really find out the truth about what's going on with R-Truth and his release. I saw Bully Ray talking about it on Busted Open, Mark Henry, Dave LaGreca, like it's sports people are talking about it. It's so many people covering this R-Truth thing. All right, Vinny, tap in, brother. We're going to be on here for a little bit. So enjoy your meal with the family. Ain't nothing wrong with little family time. You need that. Sometimes you got to stop what you're doing, step away from what you got going on, and spend time with the family. So, yeah, shout out to Vinny. Man, enjoy your dinner, man. Don't worry about it. We got it. We got it tonight. But Money in the Bank coming up this Saturday. And I don't know how I feel about it. I believe it's only 4 matches. I had the card. Let me pull this Money in the Bank card up and make some bold predictions. I think I'll wait for the Horsemen to get here to make the predictions. But yeah, we'll see how that goes with R-Truth, and then like I said, AJ Francis and Trick Williams. I wasn't a big fan of the whole Trick Williams TNA thing, but I like it. It's growing on me, and that's the point of wrestling, and going week to week, telling stories, and yeah, Trick Williams is doing his thing right now. You can't hate it. Can't hate it. He's been grinding. He's been putting in the work, and that's what I like to see. When people put in the work and they get rewarded for it, I have no problem with that. No matter what I think about the work, he's been grinding. And, he's been on this pod several times. He has a long form interview with DNA in our interview section, which is very good. He did a song with DNA. He steadily dropping music. Yeah, Trick Williams is definitely added to our podcast fam. And I'm glad to see that he's getting what he deserves. And he's been grinding. I just wonder what's next for Trick Williams with the TNA deal with the WWE, him getting called up, because we always want to see that, right? We always want to see the people get called up, but what happens when they do get called up? Gamaj, the other homie on After Our Podcast, posted something in the chat earlier, and it just showed all the former NXT champions and what happened to them on the main roster. And it's some names on this list that I forgot were NXT champions, because for some reason when they cross over, sometimes it doesn't link. This is what Gamaj put in the chat earlier, and I'm going to read the names of these champions. You have Robert Roode, Glorious. We don't know what happened with Robert Roode on the main roster. Drew McIntyre, who's been cooking, taking a little break right now. Andrade's on this list. Aleister Black is on this list, who's just returned. As former NXT champions, and who really, what happened when they got to main roster, right? Tommaso Ciampa's on this list. Johnny Gargano's on this list. Adam Cole's on this list. Keith Lee is on this list. Karrion Kross is on this list. These are not scrubs by any means. Each one of these people I named can wrestle, hands down. And they have personality, charisma, good on the mic, but for some reason, it hasn't crossed over. We got Bron Breakker, who jury's out on him. It's TBD, to be determined with Bron Breakker and where he goes in his WWE career. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. There's some names on this list that I would have bet the house on, would have had great careers on the main roster. Drew McIntyre, I thought Robert Roode would have had a much better run on the main roster, being a former NXT champion. I think we all wanted more for Keith Lee, but for some reason, I think that was a Vince thing. Vince and Keith, from what I understand, they really didn't vibe like that. So Keith Lee, I thought, would have done good. Karrion Kross had a tough. It was tough for him from the beginning when they dressed him up like I don't know what he was dressed up like. He came out there with the mask and the BDSM outfit, looking like the old school Demolition. That didn't work. Finn Balor's been in limbo. Excuse me. Finn Balor's been in limbo for a while in the WWE. I just read, I think HP put it in the chat, that Finn Balor has only won 2 singles matches in the past year, I believe, which is a crazy stat considering who Finn Balor is. Finn Balor is him in the wrestling world. Prince Devitt is him. Bullet Club, New Japan. For some reason, WWE just didn't get behind him. After he won that title, had to drop it due to injury, he never really recovered from that. So, and the Demon. I really think the Demon has to be revamped, rebranded, and brought back to us. I don't know. Bron Breakker, like I said, the jury's still out on him. But Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's another interesting former NXT champion who went to main roster, who really didn't really peak, I guess. So Samoa Joe, I thought would have been great on main roster, but for some reason, when he was NXT champ, he made the move, and it really didn't pan out how it could have or should have for Samoa Joe, and that sucks. That just sucks because we latch on to a lot of these wrestlers early in their careers when we see them doing things, and when it doesn't pan out, it's just kind of like, man, that's a bummer. This is what Gamaj put in the chat about Finn Balor. And I sounded like Finn Balor. Finn Balor said, today marks 1 full year since Finn Balor last won a singles match. Balor has gotten only 3 wins in singles action within the past 2 years. Finn Balor has gotten 3 wins, singles wins in 2 years. Now, somebody in the chat said Finn Balor is a jobber. As much as I don't want to agree with that, what else is he? That's not enhancement talent, because he's not been losing and enhancing people for 3 years. That's a bad stat. Some stats are good, some stats are bad, but for Finn Balor, for his look, his wrestling ability, his past, his present, and what I believe still a great future, that's not a stat. That is not a stat at all, and it's not a good look. Now, Finn Balor has only won 3 singles matches in 2 years. Yes, he's been in a tag, but he ain't been in the tag for 2 years. That's a wow stat. A shout out to Gamad dropping that in the chat. And I don't know. It's just a weird thing, and I don't understand it, and I don't think anybody really understands that why that crossover from from NXT to main roster really hasn't panned out for a whole bunch of people who really got busy in NXT. NXT at times, like right now, current times, has been the better programming for WWE. Last night's show, it felt special. It felt good. You know what I'm saying? It was a good show. And I don't know what happened. What happens when that crossover, even for a lot of the women superstars, so that crossover is tough. But right now we got a whole new batch that they just, called up with the Julias and the Roxanne Perez's and the Stephanie Vakirs, who I'm about to get into real quick once I pull up this Money in the Bank card. And again, man, HP couldn't make it tonight, so I'm just talking a little bit about what happened this week in wrestling. Mainly R-Truth, which is sweeping the globe, getting into Money in the Bank. And AJ Francis making his return to the WWE via NXT. I'm still kind of bugged out by that. And he dropped a new track. Shout out to all the wrestling, rapping wrestlers out there, because it's some of y'all nice. It's some wrestlers that get busy in the booth. AJ Francis, he let me hear some music from him and Montez Ford. Montez Ford is an incredible artist. I don't know if any of you know that. You might not be familiar with him outside of wrestling, but Montez Ford is an incredible rapper and producer. So he has music out on streaming services. Check it out. But the project that him and AJ Francis done, I got to hear personally from AJ Francis. I don't know if it ever gets released, but if it ever gets released, it's definitely going to be a problem because they work well together and they put together a fire project. It's just a good project. Let me look at this Money in the Bank card real quick so we can get some of this, some of these predictions in, man. We got, where we at with this Money in the Bank card? Why can't I find a Money in the Bank card? Let's see. Maybe I spelled it wrong. Yeah, but Attitude Era Podcast, yeah, we in the building, man. Got to keep this Wednesday Night War thing going. Again, King HP could not make it. So, I'm riding solo tonight. Some of the Horsemen may or may not join me, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. And if they get to the bridge and I ain't on the bridge no more, well, I'll just see y'all Friday. Money in the Bank card. Where we at? Why is this so hard to find right now? Why is this card so hard to find? But chat, if y'all got anything going on, let me know. Anything y'all want to talk about? It's kind of like the doors to the church are really open. I'm just kind of talking to y'all about this weekend wrestling. Let's see. Here we go. Get these Money in the Bank predictions out the way real quick, and then we might just take this thing on home. I just want to tap in real quick because we don't want to miss a Wednesday. We don't like to miss on Attitude Era Podcast. But if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the original content we got. We got a lot of content, a lot of interviews with some of your favorite superstars on this channel. A lot of good original content. Money in the Bank. We got Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. This is a very interesting match to me because of the people who's in it. You have both of your champions in a tag team match, which I find very intriguing. And back in the day, this would have been a huge match. It would have been crazy to see both of your champions standing, not both of your champions. I mean, champions in the match against each other because John Cena has the title and Jey Uso has the title. It's interesting because you could have given champions their own match. Cody Rhodes made his return and got right back into the tag match. Jey Uso's in the tag match. I don't like when my champions are constantly attached to other things like this. But they got a tag match coming up this weekend. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. I am going with John Cena and Logan Paul. I just think they win this match by hook or by crook. Might be some, you know what I'm saying? Some shenanigans going on. But I don't see John Cena and Logan Paul losing this match. I think they need it. And I think John Cena, who takes the pin is the question. A returning Cody Rhodes or a hot Jey Uso? That's going to be very interesting. And what's the cause of the match being lost? But I got John Cena and Logan Paul in this match. We got Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I'm going Lyra. I think Lyra does it again. I think Lyra Valkyria does it again, and she beats Becky. I don't know what Becky Lynch would do with the IC title. This title's kind of been in limbo and been cooling off a little bit. And I don't want to say Becky needs it. You know what I mean? Becky's established. Becky is her in some people's books. She's one of the 4 horsewomen. Shout out to the Horsemen 97. And we'll see. Maybe they give us a good match and they go into a trilogy. But that would mean Becky has to win and Lyra gets that rubber match. But I'm going Lyra Valkyria right here for this one. We got the women's Money in the Bank match. It's Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Naomi, Julia, Stephanie Bakir, and Roxanne Perez. I think this match is going to be fire. I think this match is going to be off the chain. And I think that the winner of this match is going to be Roxanne Perez. I think we're going to have the Prodigy in the Bank winning the Money in the Bank. I see you, Frank. I'm about to tap you in. And last but not least, we have the men's Money in the Bank match. We got LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, Grande Americano. Who else in here? Solo Sikoa. And who is the 6th man? I got Solo. Why did I say that? LA Knight. I want to go Solo, but I'm going LA Knight. Yeah, for this men's Money in the Bank match. And with that being said, got to welcome the homie, one of the Horsemen 97 to the building. Big Frank, welcome.
What's poppin'?
War Horseman takeover this week in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? We're just going over this week in wrestling. I just did my Money in the Bank prediction. So
I heard it. I agree with all of it except for Lyra this time. The reason why I say that is because they're stamping it as if Becky loses, that she'll never get a shot at the Intercontinental Championship again. So I think when they put that stipulation there, it kind of was a dead giveaway that she'll end up beating Lyra this time around. But I think their feud will culminate at SummerSlam.
I just don't want to see Becky. Like, Becky doesn't need, you know what I'm saying? She doesn't need
it. She doesn't need it, but I think she can elevate it a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, but if only Lyra chases and they get to SummerSlam, I mean, who knows? But yeah, man, I just was touching real quick on the whole R-Truth thing, how WWE even told wrestlers not to support him in any way, which I find very weird because normally, when wrestlers get released or pass away, God bless the dead, they might wear an armband, might wear the T-shirt, might wear the merch. But in this case, they like no R-Truth support.
I think it's messed up. But in all honesty, I think it's going to work better for R-Truth in the end.
Oh, he's probably the most popular he's ever been.
Yeah, his stock just raised high just off of this alone. So it sucks to see him go for now, but it's going to work out for him in the long run.
If they play this right, other companies and whatnot, they could, it's a big check y'all could write. And it's going to be entertaining and fun to watch. So
I'd have Buddy go to AEW. You see him backstage with the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton. And since he's familiar with them from WWE days, I have him act like, hey, you know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying, being confused, still thinking he in WWE or whatever, but in a different universe. I'll still keep his character, his loony character going on. But
You should
you know what
mention the
I'm saying?
WWE universe slick like he should be like, hey, you look like Sasha Banks.
Yeah,
You look
yeah,
like
something like
Christian.
that.
You look
Something
like
just like that.
I thought I saw a guy look like JR. It's a
Yeah,
crazy universe. You know what I'm saying?
exactly, exactly,
Play
exactly.
into the zaniness that is our truth, and they have him mixed into stuff because Jericho is there, Edge and Christian is there, the Hardy
Right.
Boys is there, Jim Ross
Yeah,
is there. It's
yeah.
like I said, Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks is there, Tony Storm is there. It's Ricochet. They could play into this, the Hurt Syndicate. It can
Right.
be something if they play into it and kind of do it the right way. But who knows? One thing about Tony Khan will take a chance.
Yeah, he
Tony
will.
Khan will spin that bread because he got people theme songs. He will do it. So we'll
Facts.
see. I just hope our truth. I mean, I just hope it works out for the best, and I'm pretty sure it will because he's never been this popular, and I'm not
Right.
seeing one negative or bad thing said about the man, which is even more fire. So
Right. Exactly. Also, I was listening a little bit earlier before I got up on here. You was talking about Finn Balor and how he's only won what 3 matches in 2 years. I think it's crazy that it's under Triple H's belt, knowing that you're treating Finn Balor like you got treated in '96. It was when he got punished about the click incident. How they just kept putting Triple H during stupid feuds and constantly losing and him not going
that
anywhere.
Triple H, which is the crazy thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
It
for
was a
Finn Balor to
list.
go,
It's a graphic. Gamaj had put in our chat earlier about it's like the NXT champions, and I just went through the list and was like, "Yo, some of these names on here should have had crazy main roster runs, but for some reason, it did just happen." I could run you through them real quick. I don't know if you heard or not.
go ahead,
It's
go ahead.
Bobby Roode, Drew McIntyre, Andrade, Aleister Black, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Brian Breaker.
Samoa Joe. Wow.
I mentioned
Wow.
Samoa Joe and I mentioned Keith Lee as well because I thought those two. I mean, Robert Roode, I thought would have done more too.
Both of
Drew
them, Keith
kind of
Lee
put in
and
there.
Samoa Joe, they even had little programs with Brock Lesnar. You
And
know,
it just
Keith Lee had
never
his little moment with Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble. Samoa Joe, I remember he cut an awesome promo on Brock Lesnar. It looked like it was a shoot promo on Brock Lesnar at one time in the ring. And I don't know how they didn't capitalize with Samoa Joe at all. That's
Karrion Kross came in with that weird outfit on from the beginning. That was a
yeah,
weird thing.
yeah,
Like I said, Keith Lee, I think that was a Vince thing. I don't think he was the look that Vince wanted, but he got the
yeah,
skill and talent. Though
right.
Keith Lee can go.
Yeah, he can go. He
He's
can
like
go.
literally amazing in the ring. Him and Dijak. Those matches him and
Yeah,
Dijak had in NXT, Keith Lee is amazing in the ring. It's just
yeah. I think it's the body. Vince didn't like the body. You know.
and they had him dressed like it was the intro. I think that's a big part of it too. The way they introduce a lot of the NXT stars, they strip away everything we loved in NXT. The
NXT, exactly.
number one guy I go to every time is Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay was a monster in NXT.
Yes. Wow. Yes. I
And
forgot
when he
about
came
that.
to
And then they,
NXT, he was a dinosaur from the planet Funkasaurus.
yeah, yeah. Dang, I forgot about that.
Like Brian Breaker's lucky. They let him still be Brian Breaker
Hey, he's a
because
Steiner, so you know what I'm saying.
what they did to Brodus Clay was like weird.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I touched on NXT last night. How I'm glad for Trick, but I never thought I would see AJ Francis pop up like that because he popped up last
Wasn't
night.
that I ain't that was crazy. That got me right there. That was crazy. It was nice to see. I like it. I like it. I really do like it. I don't know where it's gonna go. I think it's crazy to see that TNA title, man, on NXT.
On Trick, I tell you, every time I see that picture of Shawn Michaels holding it, my stomach hurt. It's like, ah.
Yeah, I just think it's mad weird. It ain't doing nothing for TNA, if you ask me.
I don't know if it's doing anything for anybody. I like what Trick is doing. He gives him another layer, and it gives
Yeah,
him something else to do. But you know what else it does? It keeps him in NXT.
right. And I thought he would have been caught up by now.
You know
But
why
going
they
back
have
to,
to pull the trigger on Trick Williams yet? He's just
I don't even know if I want them to, just based on how they treat the NXT wrestlers, like we was just talking about when
that
they go to
list
the
I
main
just
roster.
mentioned got some stars on it, but
Yeah,
they don't shine. It's crazy. But when he popped and Elias was there last night too.
yeah, yeah.
It's just
Santino be there too, and it's I don't know. I just hope, to be honest with you, Archie, I hope that our truth does not go back to WWE.
mm,
I
okay.
hope he doesn't, because that'll be, you didn't see my value in the first place by offering me that low budget check, and now just because you hear the uproar, you want to sign me back.
I
Like,
think they might try to do some damage control. Shout out to Oscar, wherever she at, and maybe try to get him back.
I think he can make a big statement by just turning them down and going somewhere else.
They I didn't think I started this by saying I didn't think out of all the releases, all the deaths we've seen in wrestling, all the controversy, I didn't think it would be R-Truth getting released
I
that
don't think
shake
anybody did.
the wrestling world like this. Like like people dream. Like I said, I saw Mark Henry and them talking about it on their podcast, Bully Ray. They was right.
JBL,
Sports people talking about it. JBL wrestlers. I saw Gail Kim talking about it. I'm like,
mm,
but that goes to show you how long he's been in
yeah,
the WWE. And now
yeah,
that's what I was saying on the last pod. Some things you cannot put a value on. You can't put a value on what how somebody makes people feel, right? Because
exactly,
a lot of people have that feel good story and moment with R-Truth. And
exactly.
I even felt the John Cena story with him was rushed. They could have worked that for a few weeks. Like
Yeah,
kept going. Or made him a part of the story, which makes me really believe. I'm not sure how much John Cena is really into this farewell tour, to be honest. It doesn't feel like
yeah.
he's in it, like he's invested.
I was watching him on that Stephanie show, Stephanie McMahon show, and just some of the answers that he was giving was just straight out blunt. Like he pretty much said, once his time is over. Goodbye, kids. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna miss it or whatever.
Yeah,
He'd
I
rather
think
be
he's
with his
like
wife.
really done, not really invested into it. It's it's just a very weird thing going on with Cena. Uh, I don't
Cena said
know.
he'd rather be with his wife. So
Hey, I ain't mad at him.
I ain't mad at him neither. Look at what they're doing right now in this company. So it's just like it's time to go.
It's a lot going on in this company, man. But like I was telling HP the other night, the WWE has never had a boss. They got a boss now. They got people they got to answer to. And if money is really the issue, it's going to be a lot of superstars getting released because if TKO is trying to run WWE like UFC and get wrestlers on a UFC pay scale type deal, that's not going to work. A lot of these wrestlers and superstars get a lot of money.
Right,
UFC fighters don't get that type of bank. You trying to get fight of the night. You trying to get knockout of the night. You trying to get all the extra you can on top of your check. They don't
right.
see. They don't see these $100,000 contracts guaranteed and bonuses and merch sales is different. But like I said, TKO owns the WWE now, so they gotta. It's tough. I'm sure
Make
Triple
that
A
P-
got to work
make that PKO money.
every day.
Poor Triple H, man. That I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be too much on that man. I think it's gonna be
It's a
too
lot on
much.
him already. It's a lot on him already. First, you had to save a WrestleMania that
Yeah,
just happened. It worked out. Before that, Punk got hurt. That was a
yeah,
big part of probably going into the WrestleMania story. You moved to WrestleMania, like then you got these releases, these odd releases. Even JBL said the way the R-Truth stuff came out was odd. I said I don't know if he was supposed to put it out there the way he
Put it
did.
out
How
there.
he did. It was a random Sunday. Just
I'm I'm confused why they won't allow them to wear the R Truth shirts. Like it seemed like there's a little bit more than hey, we're
it's
cutting you because
I don't know. Because like
such
I
and
said in
such.
the past, as I started the show, we've seen people pay tribute. You might do somebody's, taunt or finisher, or you know what I'm saying? They pay respect to their homies. But in this
Right.
case, they like, nah, don't do it. They made like Rhea took her shirt off. I ain't gonna say they made her, but
I seen that. I seen that. I
Rhea had
saw
on.
that Dominique snuck a Carlito shirt on though.
But see, it's different. For some reason, it's our truth that they said don't support. Because Liv had Carlito on her boots.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's not like they both weren't part of the Judgment Day. Why is one different than other?
Hmm. I don't know. That's wild.
It's something with this R Truth release that we're gonna find out. But even Road Dogg had initially tweeted out in support of him, and then he deleted his tweet.
Hmm.
So maybe they was like, "Europe, you got to pull that down, big dog."
And that's his boy too.
That's the thing. He can't. That's who K came in with.
Yeah, K
And
Quick,
Jeff
the
Jarrett,
Road Dog.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He quick.
right.
It's like who's this? Who's this guy? And he's been doing it ever since. It's weird with our truth. We're gonna find out. Either he gonna tell us or they gonna tell us. But I think it's also odd that he's been a champion everywhere he's been outside of WWE, but in WWE he's like really a comedic act. That's
That
another kind of weird thing. And my fear for
yeah.
Chelsea Green, because Chelsea Green can probably out wrestle anybody on their roster, but we see what they had Chelsea doing. So
Chelsea's
Chelsea
so
Green
good. She
is
can
a
go with the dudes.
dog.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. She
can't many women say that. So you want to run through some money in the bank predictions? Who you got?
let's go.
Because I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. You know who's in the matches, or you need me to run that down for you?
Run it down. Run it down for me.
I think I missed one in the minute. I see Polo trying to tap in, but we ain't gonna be too long. It's Wednesday. HP did not want this smoke. That's what I'm saying. That's my story. He knew the Horsemen was saddled up, baby. We riding on Wednesday. You gonna be there. You are gonna get rolled on. He didn't want to get rolled on. Pause. That sounds they very crazy. But yeah, we got Lyra versus Becky Lynch. I think you picked Becky already, right?
Yeah, Becky.
Women's Money in the Bank. We got Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Naomi, Julia, Stephanie Vacure, and Roxanne Perez. I picked Roxanne
Naomi.
Perez. We're gonna have a prodigy in the bank. Hold up, let me get Polo in on this thing. Then y'all can run through y'all Money in the Bank predictions together. He trying to get that camera right over there. It's a Horseman type of day. You know what I'm saying? Not Click ain't show up. They didn't want the smoke. You know what I'm saying? We
Horseman
like
takeover.
Barnes and Steven Jackson right now. All the smoke over here, baby. So you good, Polo? He said he on wait. So yeah, man. So shout out to everybody tuned in, man. Wednesday Night Wars. Normally we getting it in and we mixing it up, but it was last week. It was an odd week. This week I was super busy, and HP, like I said, he's got. I'm not glad he not here, but I am glad because he's handling some real big boy business. So shout out to King HP doing his thing over there. Trying to get Polo on here, man. All these horsemen. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, man. So you pick who you pick? Women. You can run that real quick while we wait on Polo.
Naomi. Naomi got that one in the bag.
Naomi's my first pick, but I went with Roxanne only because if Naomi's not chasing Jade or Bianca, then I think it's a waste. I think if Bianca was champ or becomes champ, while Naomi has that briefcase, they can do some real dark stalker type stuff with Naomi.
What's
Like
Tiffany doing
Naomi
right now?
at the house, like Montez sleep, camera panning up, Naomi standing over him. You know what I'm saying? Or they can get real Cape Fear, real
Yeah.
stalker. And I think that'll
Go
be
back to like the 2009 days where Triple H and Randy Orton was, you know what I'm saying? They got it in Randy Orton's house. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
think that'd be fire if they did that with Naomi because she's getting real dark. She put a razor blade in Jade Cargill cake. You saw that?
Yeah, I seen that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like Naomi,
and her
wow.
catchphrase: "Proceed with caution."
Coming to the stage, you got another horseman in the building, man. The clique did not want smoke tonight, baby. So
no smoke, baby.
What up, Polo?
But yeah.
STZ.
What's good with you, man?
I got you real quick. We doing Money in the Bank predictions. Who you got, Lyra or Becky?
Becky. Easily. Becky is gonna be a good match. Becky gonna pull it out. Then after Becky wins, she's raising the title. That girl that been getting her body back even more, but Bailey-ishes is gonna come out.
Okay, you think it's gonna be so? All right, we'll see.
I don't know how great it's gonna be. Hopefully, it is great. Hopefully, it's amazing. Hopefully, they pull out all they bag. But I'm just saying that's what I'm seeing coming.
I think it's gonna be a banger.
And then we went on to the women's Money in the Bank. Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Naomi, Stephanie, Julia, Roxanne Perez. I picked
Caution.
Y'all both rolling Naomi.
Yes.
I want it. Because Naomi's doing some of the best heel work in the company right now.
She's the best heel in the business. She's the best heel in WWE right now.
She's completely leaned into the caution thing, and like I said, I saw her put a razor blade in.
She put a razor blade in. And if Jade's cake,
they could pull off the stalker thing. Like she's becoming obsessed with Bianca or Jade if they had the title. I think that would have been perfect. But
did you see the tweet that Naomi put out?
No, I mean maybe. Which one? They've been doing
about. Oh, they let R-Truth and everybody else go. They should have released you.
Yeah,
fighting under the post about R-Truth.
Yeah,
Jake, I hate this. Naomi, the only thing I hate is this. So then we got the men's Money in the Bank. I missed one earlier. We got LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, Penta, Seth Rollins, Grande Americano, and who did I miss? Or did I get them all?
I couldn't even tell you, bro.
I think that's everybody. Okay. No, there's six men. There's six people in the match, right?
We got Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Penta, and Andrade. That's
Andrade. Yeah,
Andrade.
When it should have been Carmella.
LA Knight, Solo, Penta. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I picked LA Knight. I think LA Knight can get it.
LA Knight needs it the most.
Yeah, LA, he needs a win. He needs something. I want Solo to win it, though.
I want Solo.
Solo's not going to win because Solo and Jacob finna get it popping.
Yeah.
I think that's how they get it popping. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going with American.
Because if Solo wins, you want Solo to cash in on a mid-card title with the Money in the Bank briefcase?
It happened before.
And what did that do?
I'm going with Chad Gable, man.
He's not in the match.
You're going with, you see my name, you're going with El Grande Americano.
First of all, I don't like that they got him wrestling like twice in one. That's crazy.
No. Archie, it's not that they got Gable wrestling twice, in my opinion. It's that you have the quote-unquote lucha in the Money in the Bank match, and then you have Chad Gable in Worlds Collide.
Stephanie doing the same thing. She wrestling in both too. So
you want Stephanie in both. Stephanie has to be in both.
Well, she's she's an international star. So
exactly.
Yeah. But so who y'all got? I got
Naomi. And then Seth.
Oh, you got Seth.
I'm going to Americano.
Americano. Seth is interesting. I don't think Seth Seth don't need nothing. Seth like Becky. Like they good.
Roman gonna break that up.
And then we got Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and the Maverick, Logan Paul. Let me tell y'all now, Jey Uso has caused a divide in the Horsemen.
Man,
These little people, you know what I'm saying? We gonna let
Polo.
that.
it's something
Yeah,
about
we
them
talk about that
Samoans
later.
that cause these
It's something
divides.
about Jey Uso, man. But I picked John Cena, Logan Paul because I think them beating two baby faces is exactly what this is going to need to heat this thing up. And I think John Cena is just ready to kind of get this over with. But
I think that we're not gonna have a winner. I know, Frey, you said Roman returns in the other match, but I think Roman might show up in this.
y'all think we see Roman this weekend?
Yeah, he'll be there.
Paul
Look,
Heyman said, I can't remember exactly what he said. Anybody in the chat, if you even know what I'm talking about, but Paul Heyman said something. It was, damn, I'm so sorry that I can't rephrase it. But there was something he said on Monday that implemented Roman's return. It was something about there's nobody that can stop Seth Rollins right now, or who's gonna show up to something Seth Rollins. It was something like that.
No, it's crazy, bro. I didn't even think about Roman Reigns.
you
And
never do.
that's okay.
But I'm saying he's
Good
been
and bad.
he's been.
Good and
Hold,
bad.
let Frank make his pick. I think I know what he's gonna do. Lady.
I'm going 4 letters, one word. Yee. I'm going Jay and Cody. It's okay, Polo. It's okay, Polo.
Hey. Some people like pickles, some people don't. That's all I know. you almost got put on a trading block because your Jey Uso gets finished. We're gonna go trade, man. Get him up out of here. Y'all think about Money in the Bank though. Y'all think it's gonna be?
I think it'll be decent.
Money in the Bank used to be special, dog. Like it used to be rules.
Yeah, they should just have it on WrestleMania, man. I don't think they should have a pay-per-view, a PLE or whatever. I don't think they should.
Yeah, you
One
could
night
make
for the women.
like a specialty match at different pay-per-views. Like at this, SummerSlam, we having a Money in the Bank match and such and such.
Put the Money in the Bank matches back at WrestleMania, one for each night.
Yeah.
And then that would actually start the full year of you having the briefcase to catch
from WrestleMania to WrestleMania if you're gonna do
Exactly.
your title run, right? It won't be no going past WrestleMania, having to drag out an extra story. You know what I'm saying? Everything can boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, shout out to SCB First Lady tapping in. Yeah, we just
another Horseman. Hey, this the Horseman.
Just talking this week in wrestling because King HP and the Click didn't show up for work. You know what I'm saying? So we getting that OT tonight. It's a Horseman takeover. Horseman 97, Polo, Frank, the Archie Carter, SCB First Lady in the building. We ain't dodging no smoke. We showed up, baby. So
show up and show out.
This week in wrestling, and we just did our Money in the Bank prediction. So that's about it, man. I think I don't got too much more. I've been talking about an hour, but y'all got anything y'all want to touch on or get off your hearts and your minds? While we got the whole. It's ours. It's ours. It feel like when NWO took over Nitro that time. You know what I'm saying? We just do what we want.
I'm gonna say this. I'm very excited for NXT.
NXT is cooking right now.
I'm very excited that Mariah May showed up.
Thanks.
I hope they don't give her a corny name like they did Ricky. Even though Ricky Saints is cool now, I'm used to. I can say it now. I hope they don't give her no weird name. You know what I'm saying? I hope they at least let her keep Mariah. At least let her keep Mariah. You feel me?
Just add it. He on the end of May. Make it May. MAYE. Right?
She's built for NXT. She's gonna shine until her time is up there, but she's gonna kill it in NXT.
Tiffany Stratton already taking shots at her. So
see what I'm saying? They're already building that up. They see that's Mariah's gonna be the one. Because remember, if Mariah can beat Tony Storm, Mariah May can definitely.
That's weird. How you said Tony Storm? She kept her name. I wonder what that's really about. Maybe I don't know. Because Tony Storm went from WWE to AEW and kept her name. Why wouldn't an AEW star be able to keep? I don't know if it's a
because
rebrand.
maybe so. I think they do it that way because WWE wants to put their own brand on you. Because if you keep a same person's name, they're like, oh, well, you'll always be in remembrance of where you came from, and we don't want you to acknowledge them. That's why when people come from other, that's why when people, well, I can't say that because they just did that to Cobb. Because I was gonna say, other companies come, they tend to keep their names. They only because Ethan Page, Ethan Page came. Ethan Page got to keep his name.
That's what I'm saying. All ego too, gimmick and everything. So I don't. Maybe it's the wrestlers. Maybe the wrestlers say, "Hey, I want to rebrand."
Yeah, maybe it's just based off their contract or something. I don't know.
Gotta be right.
Here's my thing, though. Why do they pick some of the names they pick?
Like that's the creative part. That's the old WCW effect of certain things where these are not wrestling fans that understand the concept of names with characters, so they're just saying
that could kill
pineapples. Yeah, nobody argued it. Well, then that's what it is.
Kill a wrestler, man. Like
a
bad name change. So I don't know.
It's been some bad.
The Ringmaster.
Yeah, bro, it's been some terrible.
The Ringmaster probably wasn't a bad name, but just because you know that was Stone Cold Steve Austin, it's like.
That's a bad gimmick.
Horrible.
Burn that down.
I like that. I like it.
Burn that down.
Like, damn, who's another one?
And his wife, he said his wife came up with that. He said, like, he was like, get your tea before it gets stone cold.
Before it gets stone cold, yep.
Yeah.
Like, shit, Stone Cold.
That name came on accident.
So I don't know, but I my wrestling name gonna be something crazy. I don't know.
Hey, did you see your boy that was actually you guys interviewed him on the Attitude Era podcast, but Vince Russo said he would never want to work in wrestling again, but he'd be willing to have a sit-down conversation with Tony Khan. What do you take from that?
It'll be a waste of time to talk.
About Vince Russo is not the person he's been painted out to be. That's from seeing him, interacting with him, and just getting to know some things behind the scenes. He's just got like a bad rep, man. But again, like we were talking about Triple H earlier. Somebody got to take the blame.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of like that person, I believe, for a while. Now, some of that stuff was like bad. So, but I don't know. Who knows, bro? Who knows? This wrestling thing is getting weird, dog. So who knows?
It really is. It's
like we say,
I don't know what's going on, man.
You get to the point where you really do want to just take a legit break.
You ever been in a car for a while, like you on a road trip, you fall asleep and you wake up like, where I'm at? That's how wrestling feels right now. Like, where are we at? Where are we going? So, but I don't know, man. It shouldn't be NXT is the thing that's keeping my interest. We have
the developmental show is putting out higher quality product than your Netflix product. The product that is exposed to the entire universe.
The world
is getting bio movements.
It's kind of like your junior varsity team is like undefeated, and your varsity team is like 2-11. Like, what's going on? People coming to the JV games,
right?
Hey, do y'all think Netflix could drop Raw?
I think they in too deep, too early in the deal, to be honest. Because it's not even been a year.
No, it hasn't been a year, but I was just wondering because the viewers
just got there in January.
That's what I'm saying. It hasn't been a year. I think it's too early in the deal for them to even look at the numbers and say, well, y'all been here 3 years. This has been the trend, and the trend says this. right? You don't have no
Mm.
data. You got to give that 2 years or so you can collect the data and be like, hey, all right, look, 2 years we didn't hit what we said we was gonna hit, and we're not trending that way. Maybe there's something there because that the company's gonna protect themselves, but I don't know, bro. I don't know because I don't know where they go.
I
I was
think
going to ask
that
something about that.
I think WWE should end their Netflix deal. I think they should go back to USA. I think they should cut ties with TKO and go back to just being a homebred brand. And I think that they
Yes.
will still get the same reactions now that they're getting, minus all of that. Because if you really think about it in totality, a lot of the stuff that they're doing and getting, they don't really need all these extra brands and partnerships to actually work with some of the people that they are, unless the partnership is the connection. But
I think
who do
simplicity is best.
you really need to go get Travis Scott? Who do you really need to go get Cardi B? Who did you really need to go get Sexy Red?
Well, they're trying to get the younger crowd, and the younger crowd don't have.
That's where they're out of tune, Archie, because I don't think that the younger crowd, as far as the crowd that you want to attract to wrestling,
you can't. Here's the thing.
Not with them.
All of us on this pod been wrestling fans 10, 15, 20 years. You're not going to build a 20-year fan in the year 2025 when people drop content every day, when artists drop 2-3 albums a year. You're not going to keep people's attention span.
So WWE didn't realize that social media has actually handicapped the ability for them to grow in an aspect. Well, in my opinion, and what I mean is social media, Instagram, TikTok, and all that stuff, it's such a short attention span. You have to get a lot very fast. WWE is over here trying to give you things drawn out and progressively grow and all that. You're going to lose interest in people quick. Unless you have that small group of the ones that understand all of that. Yes.
But that's everything, Polo. Like Netflix, perfect example. They'll give you one season of a show. You looking for season 2, and that show canceled. Even if you dating people, if you don't make a move and people ghost and leave, restaurants change menus, like bro, nothing has a real solid foundation to where you can grow on it. And that's one of the things, bro. And see, I don't know if Netflix will take that approach with WWE. Yo, y'all been here 3 seasons. We ain't profited yet. How this works, I don't know. But the ratings have been going back. You don't expect when you get on the largest platform in the world for your ratings.
So let me ask you this, Frank and Archie. So how you guys, and a lot of people who say that WWE is trying to target this younger audience. What is it that they're trying to target?
They trying to it's bro, data. It's data, right? Because if we collect the correct data, we know what we can give you or have to give you for the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We know for the next 10, 20 years how to program it and what to program it as.
They don't care what we think right now.
We getting older. We don't matter. I might be a wrestling fan we talking about tapping out and taking a break now.
Right.
They
don't care.
If they can catch your son or your daughter and have them for the next 20, 30 years, then the job is done. And that's everything. That's why when you go to the grocery store and you're trying to buy some milk, they ask you for your email address. Why you need my email address? I'm trying to get some milk. They collecting data. What did you buy? How many times did you buy it? Oh, we need to have this for that person. How long is this person gonna be alive? It's data, bro. It's all data.
I think one of my problems. I know my one little tiny opinion doesn't matter like that, but I just think one of my pet peeves of why I have that emotion towards wrestling now is when we grew up, you heard your peers say the aspiration of wrestling, wanting to motivate you to be a part of that.
Yeah.
If you're a basketball player, when we were younger. I'm just using older heads, but like you saw Penny pick up a ball, you saw Lil Penny on a commercial, you was like, I want that. You know what I'm saying? You seen Jordan in the air, Skywalker when he hit
You
the
in the
free throw line. You're
backyard,
like, I want to be
down
that.
like the game
You know what
winner.
I'm saying?
You had hoop dream.
And in the mid '90s for us, it's like, you know, you see Jeff Hardy come out. You're like, I want to be Jeff Hardy. You know what I'm saying? Like The Rock was cool at one point. You know, you had black men was okay to want to be a bald head rattlesnake loving RV riding white man named Stone Cold. Like you wanted to be that.
There's people walking around with Goldberg.
Nobody that is a WWE superstar. Do you want to?
Yeah, they don't.
Well, here's the thing,
give you that feeling
because
for
you
kids even.
You mentioned the Hardy Boys. That's the perfect example because we saw Matt and Jeff wrestling in their backyard on a trampoline.
Yeah.
Right.
And to see them go from that to being in WrestleManias.
Nobody's really. I work for an independent company, Pro Wrestling 225, some of the best wrestling in the Southeast. Right. They have legit superstars that I can see doing big and great things. Outside of what you see, you don't really see the person that has the dream now of being a wrestler from a kid, right? You don't have the Mick Foley, I saw him jump off the top. I knew at that moment that was my life. Bianca Belair, perfect example. Mark Henry found her at a CrossFit competition. So Rook was a gymnast. Trick Williams played football.
Braun Breaker was in the NFL.
That's the thing.
Charlotte really didn't want to be a wrestler. She just did it to continue her brother's legacy.
Commemoration of her brother.
The dream is not to be a wrestler. The dream is to be in the entertainment business and be popping on social media. If we really being honest, because we live in the days of social media superstar.
The passion is dead.
You know, the last wrestler that we have that's actually active, that whole aspiration is actually, you can apply it to her, is Roxanne Perez. She's the only one that been wanting to be a wrestler since she was like 10 or some shit.
Maybe
started training at 13, Izzy. Bro. Got with Booker at 16. Now look at her.
Izzy might be the last of that crop. Izzy was
Izzy Van?
Oh, yeah. Bailey.
Izzy Moreno. Izzy was a little 8-year-old girl in the NXT crowd.
She was the one that used to dress like Bailey, right?
Yeah. Little Bailey.
Yeah, it's Little Bailey. Little Bailey, yeah.
8 to 18 and become a professional wrestler. That's few and far in between now. You don't have that. And
I remember The Miz. The Miz, he was passionate and wanted to be a wrestler.
Real
world.
See, Miz been in character. When Miz was on the Real World, he was on there with WWE titles.
Yep.
He was in that Miz character already. Like, this is my goal.
Because he decided that that's what he was going to do and he committed to it. A lot of people don't have that commitment to the thing.
Real World.
You see the check. Okay, I'll do it for the check.
Him and John Morrison.
I might like this, I might not, right? I saw Asia Wilson just talking about that. She said she didn't start playing basketball until she was 14, 15 years old.
Shit, that's Joel Embiid didn't start playing until he was like 16.
She said she thought it was gross and she thought it was nothing worth the time until she saw the joy her teammates got out of winning. And then she was like, maybe I can be good at this. But that wasn't the dream. Her dad just made her play. So I saw Kobe dad with a crazy dunk the other night on somebody. I was like, why you dunking like that? But it's just we don't have the dream, the boyhood dream. That was Shawn Michaels' thing. The boyhood dream is fine.
That doesn't exist. The passion, I think the older fans that get knocked by the social media wrestling fans, they don't enjoy it with passion. They enjoy it for recognition.
You know another problem with wrestling
so when we talk about our expressions from a passionate fan about something that we genuinely cared about, they're like, that don't matter.
We know too much about the business as fans. When you don't know something and you just watch, bro, when I was a kid and I watched movies, I was like, bro, this is crazy. Because in my mind, yo, this is real. Like,
Yeah.
what the? But now we know, we can see. Oh, they talking in the ring. Oh, they missed the spot. Oh, they was this. Oh, they was that. We know too much, and I think that kills. Kind of like when you tell a child Santa's not real. If you believe that, hopefully I ain't spoil that for nobody. I'm like, what? Come on, it's just mom, just give me my Christmas card, my $50. We got to do all the extra. Just give me that. So it's just hard to do. We know too
Look,
much.
the WWE, they started dying when Vince McMahon got let go. And you can slowly see it. Cena's about to leave. Roman, you can see he's out the door. He's about to leave. He's about to be
I
a
think
movie
Roman
star.
is checked out already. I think John Cena has checked out already. A lot of these people have
Yeah.
checked. Charlotte Flair, I've seen her on Instagram than anything now. Like she's checked out.
Oh,
Yeah.
she committed to the gym.
It's life after wrestling. You have to start thinking about that at some point. But
CM Punk ain't gonna
nowadays,
have that much time
you
though.
got the 20, 25-year-old thinking about life after wrestling, not the 30-year veteran.
Yeah.
So, and I've
You
been
got
saying that for
people,
the longest on this podcast. We're not going to see people with 10, 15, 20-year careers no more. Absolutely
and
not.
that's why the whole 10, 12, 14 time champion concept is gone.
No, nobody's going to be around that long to do it.
Nope.
Unless you are true.
Five,
Was he with 54
maybe 6
24/7
times
champ?
is the highest it's gonna be anymore.
So yeah, SCBs, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But I don't think I got too much more, fellas. Y'all got anything else before we get up out of here? We scared to click off. They didn't want none of this smoke, man. But the Horsemen showed up. You know what I'm saying? We in the chat. We on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Wednesday night. We won. I'm just gonna say we won. Y'all didn't show
We
up.
won.
He
You
was.
did it, HP. And I'm standing on that. That's it. You don't show up to work, you lose. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
That's how they used to do it back in the old days.
and you want the people to know about before we get up out of here?
Nah, man. I'm just look.
I-
I appreciate the time that y'all. You was asking me or Polo?
I said Polo, but I mean, I'm going down the
Oh
line.
my
No,
bad,
go
my bad.
ahead. Go ahead.
It
No,
kind
go
of
ahead,
skipped
Frank. Go
out.
ahead. You already started.
It kind
Man.
of
Go ahead.
skipped
Go
out.
ahead.
I gotta get a
But I
do-rag.
appreciate.
Next time I see, I gotta get a do-rag.
No, I appreciate the time, man. I appreciate just being able to talk about how we feel about professional wrestling. It's crazy week. I I can't wait to see what's going to happen with this R-Truth thing. But other than that, I want to say thank you for the time and bless everybody in the chat. Bless all the Four Horsemen members and even the Click members. Shout out to HP as well. And
Shout
yeah,
out to everybody but HP. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna pretty much say the same thing, man. It's always a pleasure, y'all allowing us to come in here with y'all. Shout out to
yeah,
everybody in the chat. Shout out to the Horsemen. Big love to the Click. Everybody, man, just no matter if we disagree or see certain things in a certain way about this wrestling stuff, we still love this company. We still love this brand. We love all these wrestling promotions. This is something that's kept a lot of people out of trouble. This is something that's put a lot of smile on a lot of people's faces. So we appreciate you for that. That's why we just wanted to be at the best of what it is. Everybody watching, like I said, just continue to do what y'all do. Be safe, be strong, strive to be great. Lakers in 5 all day, every day. Let's go Dodgers. It's football season, so
I ain't got too much. I got a bunch of new content coming out. Tables, Ladders, and Chill on Instagram. NASCAR and Chill on Instagram. And if you were in New York City this Saturday, DNA and Tay Rock are at American Whiskey, and they're having a Money in the Bank watch party. Go there, check it out. Walk in, you in the building. It's just like
no Knicks jerseys allowed.
Oh, it's New York, man. It's
they were there last time, weren't they?
Yeah. So we got a little thing we building with American Whiskey. I believe I'm saying that right. Don't blame my heart or my head on that. But I'm just, what I'm saying. But yeah, DNA's out there in New York this weekend. And Tay Rock, your champion of the year. Battle rap legends in the building, and people I'm glad I can call fam. HP's running around, Gamaj is running around posting pictures. He was with Mariah May, and that's what he did.
Yeah, man. Gamaj be showing out, man.
He
be stunting, boy. Gamaj, I want to be like you when I grow up.
That's about it.
Yeah.
We will be back Friday during the main event of SmackDown and during the main event of Money in the Bank. I think we're gonna go back to back. And next Wednesday, we'll be back for Wednesday Night Wars. And Monday.
Thought y'all was done with Friday.
No SmackDown this week. Look at me. Some habits are hard to break. We will see y'all Saturday for the Money in the Bank recap. But the new live schedule
And
is
y'all should go on Friday just because we didn't start last night.
Hey, it ain't me, dog. That's all I can say.
I understand.
So the pickup took 2 L's in 1 week. How you love that? But we about to get up out of here. That is Polo Americano. Big homie Frank is in the building. Frank, I appreciate you tapping. I know you missed the no days off, Mr.
He the
I'm
Iron Man.
exhausted.
He the Iron Man in the working world.
Back in next year the way he working. And shout out
I'm
to
exhausted.
lady in the chat. We covered. We got the East Coast in here, the West Coast, the South, the Midwest, Horsemen everywhere. And shout out to you for tuning in. I hope this week is good to you and good for you. We will see y'all Saturday, Money in the Bank recap. This is Attitude Era Podcast, and we out. You heard? Peace.
Bye.